Welcome back. We left off at one of the biggest moments in the story. Jonas has just been selected as the new receiver of memory. In a single day, his future has changed completely. What seemed like an honor has also become a mystery, and Jonas is about to learn that this unique role comes with responsibilities and secrets far beyond anything he ever imagined. Think about that for a second. Jonas is only 12 years old, and suddenly he's been given the most important role in the entire community. It's not just exciting, it's overwhelming. And the reality of what has happened starts to sink in the moment the ceremony of 12 ends. You might think being chosen for the most important role in the community would feel exciting, but for Jonas, the first feeling isn't pride or happiness, it's loneliness. Almost immediately, he feels a new distance between himself and the people he cares about. For the first time, he realizes that being chosen may also mean being set apart from everyone else. The change is immediate. As Jonas walks through the community, people step aside and whisper as he passes. Even Asher, his best friend, seems unsure of how to act around him. The easy, natural friendship they've always shared suddenly feels different. For the first time, Jonas begins to understand how much being selected has separated him from everyone else. That uneasy feeling stays with Jonas all the way home. Curious and a little worried, he asks his parents about the last receiver in training, the one who failed 10 years earlier. Their answer is unsettling. The selection had been a girl, and after something went terribly wrong, her name became forbidden. No one is allowed to speak it or use it. In the community, that kind of silence represents the greatest possible disgrace. Later that night, Jonas sits alone in his room and opens the folder of instructions he received at the ceremony. He expects a list of rules, just like everyone else gets. But what he finds is something completely different. The instructions reveal that his new role comes with special privileges and responsibilities, unlike anything in the community, and they begin to change the way he sees the world around him. Here's what makes it even stranger. While his friends receive thick binders filled with instructions for their assignments, Jonas gets just one page, a single sheet of paper, but written on it are 8 rules that set him apart from everyone else. As he reads them, Jonas realizes that his new life as the receiver will be very different from anything he expected. As Jonas reads through the rules, the first few seem pretty ordinary things like where he should report and when he can return home. But then the list takes a surprising turn. He's told that he is exempt from the rules of rudeness, meaning he can ask questions that no one else is allowed to ask. He's also forbidden from discussing his training with anyone. With each new rule, it becomes clearer that the receiver lives by a completely different set of expectations than everyone else in the community. One rule especially stands out to Jonas. He can no longer share his dreams. In his community, dream telling is an important daily ritual that brings families together. Every morning, they talk openly about what they dreamed the night before. Now Jonas must stay silent. It may seem like a small change, but to him, it feels like another step away from the people closest to him. Another rule makes the chief elder's warning about pain feel much more serious. If Jonas is injured or in pain, he is not allowed to take medication for relief. Whatever challenges await him, he will have to face them without the help that everyone else in the community receives. For the first time, Jonas begins to understand just how difficult his training may be. But it's the final rule that truly shocks him. You may lie. Jonas can hardly believe it. In a community where honesty is expected at all times and every word is chosen carefully, lying seems unthinkable. The rule forces him to ask a troubling question. If he is allowed to lie, could other people have been allowed to lie too? That single rule shakes Jonas's understanding of his world. Suddenly, questions begin racing through his mind. If he has been given permission to lie, could others have been given that same permission? Could people he trusts, including his parents, have hidden the truth from him? For the first time, Jonas begins to doubt things he once accepted without question, and that uncertainty is both confusing and unsettling. The next day, with his mind still full of questions, Jonas goes to his first training session. It takes place in a building called the Annex, hidden behind the House of the Old. From the moment he arrives, he can tell this place is different. It feels separate from the rest of the community, as if it holds secrets that few people are allowed to know. Even the entrance to the annex feels unusual. There's a buzzer to request entry and a speaker for communication. But the biggest surprise is the lock on the door. Locks don't exist in Jonas's community because privacy is almost unheard of. When the attendant explains that it's there for privacy, Jonas is startled. It's a completely unfamiliar concept, and another sign that the world he thought he understood may be far more complicated than he realized. But the lock is nothing compared to what Jonas finds inside. The moment the door opens, he's confronted with something he never imagined could exist. Everywhere he looks, there are shelves filled with thousands of books. In a community where people rely on a few carefully controlled volumes, the sight is overwhelming. Jonas instantly realizes that this room holds a vast amount of knowledge and secrets, unlike anything he has ever known. Thousands of books line the walls from floor to ceiling, and Jonas is completely stunned. In his world, families only have a few approved books, a dictionary, the rule book, and a map of the community. But this room contains far more than that. Surrounded by shelves of books, Jonas realizes he's standing in a place filled with knowledge that has been hidden from the rest of the community. Inside the room, Jonas finally meets the current receiver. He is an elderly man who looks weary and worn, and Jonas immediately notices something familiar. He has the same rare pale eyes. In that moment, the connection feels significant. As they begin to talk, Jonas starts to understand the enormous responsibility that comes with the role he has been chosen to inherit. The old man explains something that changes everything. He isn't simply passing down memories from his own lifetime. As the receiver, he carries the memories of countless generations, the experiences, knowledge, and history of humanity itself. All of those memories have been entrusted to him. And now it is his responsibility to pass them on to Jonas. Suddenly, Jonas realizes that his new role is far greater than he ever imagined. The old man struggles to explain what carrying all those memories feels like, so he uses an unusual example. He describes riding a sled down a snowy hill. At first, the ride is fast and effortless. But as the snow grows deeper, moving forward becomes harder and harder, the sled slows, and every moment requires more effort. In the same way, the memories he carries have accumulated over generations, becoming an enormous burden that only the receiver can bear. There's just one problem with that explanation. Jonas is completely lost. He has never seen snow, ridden a sled, or even heard of either one. In his carefully controlled world, those things simply don't exist. The old man quickly realizes that no amount of explaining will help. If Jonas is going to understand, he'll have to experience the memory for himself. And the confusion only grows. Words like times sled, runners, and times downhill times mean nothing to Jonas. They are concepts he has never encountered before. It's a powerful moment because it reveals just how much has been erased from the community's collective experience. Entire parts of the world have been lost so completely that Jonas doesn't even have the words to imagine them. Then the old man does something completely shocking. He walks to the speaker on the wall, the same kind found in every home, constantly broadcasting messages from the community, and turns it off. Jonas is stunned. He never even knew it could be switched off. The discovery is startling. For the first time, He realizes that the voices of authority can be silenced. With that single flip of a switch, the training begins. The old man tells Jonas to call him Times the Giver. Then he asks him to lie down and relax. Placing his hands on Jonas's back, the giver begins to transmit something extraordinary, a memory. And not just any memory, the very first one Jonas will ever receive, a memory of snow. All right, that was chapter 9 to 10 of The Giver. Jonas is now exploring new and extraordinary memories. Let's continue to follow on Jonas's journey becoming a new receiver of memory in our next episode. See you. And that leaves us with a fascinating question to think about. If you were the giver, if you had to share the very first memory of our world with someone who knew absolutely nothing, why would you choose? A moment of pure joy? A harsh truth? It's an incredible responsibility, and Jonas is about to feel the weight of it for the very first time. If you'd like more personalized feedback, writing support, and discussion sessions, they're available with me or with our selected tutors. All the details are here.